This lesson today is going to be about loading grain on ships. Grain has always been very important. The source of bread or rice is grain on ships. The ships which transported this grain in the early 50s and 60s. A lot of hazards took place, a lot of casualties, because they did not know how to load this grain, or rather there was no regulations. And therefore, today, the International Maritime Organization has made a complete code on grain. You follow it in total, and you should have no problems at all. You can load grain on general cargo ships, bulk carriers, you can even load on tankers. But if you don't load safely, then you may not come back to port itself. So hazardous is grain. So let's see why it is hazardous, what you should do on ship to load it safely. Next. What is grain by definition? IMO or International Grain Code. Wheat is considered grain. Very staple in every diet almost. Maize, oats, rye, barley, rice, pulses, seeds, any form of processed form which behaves like a grain is considered a very difficult cargo, dangerous cargo to load. And therefore, you have to be very careful in loading this cargo. Otherwise, your ship will not even make it to port before you know anything happens. Your stability can get upset and the ship may founder. So let's see what are the regulations. Next, please. Legislation. If you want to know how to load grain, IMO has got a book called International Code for Safe Carriage of Grain in Cargo. You simply follow this book and you are loaded safely. The big question is interpreting this book. You should understand what he is trying to say and how to apply it on various types of ship. Next, please. Now, this book contains part A, application or definition, what are the documents required, what are the equivalents in case you want to load, what are the exemptions following this rule, what are the stability requirements in following these rules. And all this is part of your legislation contained in part A. That is, in other words, if you refer to International Grain Code part A, it will discuss what are the documents, what are the stability requirements for loading grain in detail. Next, how do you store this grain? Store means placing the cargo. Securing means tying up the cargo. Grain is few the bulk carriers which may have to be secured, that is tied up on the ship, so that if you tie it up, you may not have serious liability problem. So you are literally securing or tying up this grain, which is also discussed later. What are the various methods of securing this grain? It's also discussed in the International Grain Code. Next. Part B, again, whether you have sufficient stability is discussed part B, and part C is the carriage itself. Next. Application, which ship it applies. You will see that carriage of grain applies to all ships, regardless of size. That means, whatever be your gross tonnage. Certain rules you will see in IMO regulations. Applies only to ships of so and so meters. Applies only to ships above 500 gross tonnage. But in case of grain, you can see, regardless of size, it applies to all ships. Next. What are the documents required for carrying grain? You require a document called document of authorization. Now, what is the meaning of this document? Your flag state or administration says that the ship is suitable to carry grain. I authorize it. Whatever regulations require, your ship has docked and therefore you are suitable to carry grain. That is basically what he says by document of authorization. Well, if you don't have, you can still go, but you have to prove you are suitable to carry grain. Then you require a manual called grain loading manual, which basically gives you how you load the grain in each hole, and after loading, what kind of stability conditions you reach. That is called grain loading manual. Next, it must be in English or French. And also have in French. I have also got recognized languages. Not only English, you can also have in French. If you don't have the document, can you load? The simple answer is yes. Master can load, provided he can prove to the administration that he is able to meet all the requirements which is given in the regulation, international code. Good, next. Stability. In the loading manual, you will find everything related to stability of the ship. What are the particulars of the ship? What is the displacement? What is the free surface correction? And the angle of flooding, hydrostatic, cross curve of stability. In other words, it is called GZ curve or writing arm curve, which is a crisis curve for your ship. From that curve, you can have an idea how your ship's writing arm is and GM is behaving. That is called cross curves of stability. There are various cross curves. Ship with angle of log, ship with negative GM, ship with positive GM. These all have got cross curves of stability. And from that you will have an idea what is the crisis for your ship as far as stability goes. Next. So what is the stability requirement? If you load grain, you have to prove that after loading the grain and if the grain shifts, grain will shift. Why it will shift? Because it settles. That is the biggest hazard of grain is whatever you load grain, it settles by itself after a voyage of about 10 days to ship's vibration to about 2%. That is why he called assume your grain will shift. Assuming the grain shifts, I should be able to prove that my ship will not heal more than 12 degrees, which I can prove with the curve of stability, with the writing arm curve, the healing arm curve. I will show you the cross curve of stability. And I should always have a minimum of 0.3 meters GM. Normal cargo ship is 0.15. But in the case of grain, you require to have 0.3 meters. And that you are allowing all free surface. Now you might ask basically why this grain is hazardous. To ask you what are the hazards of grain. Number one, it settles by itself. Number two, because it settles, it leaves empty space and creates free surface. If you are not settling, half your problem is less. You will have no free surface effect. And grain is behaving like a liquid. Liquid itself is harmful to the ship when it is partly filled in a compartment. Therefore, a partly filled liquid tank is very dangerous for ship stability because it creates free surface effect, reduces your GM consumption. Imagine grain itself is a cargo which can be considered a liquid. Although we are very familiar with wheat and rice, yet carrying wheat and rice can be very hazardous if not loaded properly on the ship. And therefore, the main hazards of grain are settling of grain, shifting of grain. Both are hazardous for stability. The only way you can prevent it settling is by securing the grain. The only way you can prevent it shifting is again by securing the grain. Unless you are a ship specially built to carry grain. For example, your bulk carriers, these are specially designed to carry grain. where even after settling, you will have minimum free surface effect because your shape of the cargo hold is such. It has been designed in such a way according to the angle of repose of grain that once grain settles, it will not leave any empty space. In all other cases, you have to secure this grain body so that during the voyage it will not settle and therefore it will not create free surface effect. So the whole idea behind this stability requirement is, he says make sure you got 0.3 meters GM. Make sure that even if your grain shifts by 2%, your ship will not heave more than 20 feet. Then you are quite safe. It was this regulation which, if not complied, puts your ship in a dangerous situation. You cannot even reach port. Next. So what happens? There was a rule. So you can load grain. There's an old rule before it came that in case you don't have document of authorization, no problem. Just load 1/3 of your ship's dead weight, show it to administration, and sail out with 1/3 dead weight. Less hazards. Even your stability calculation has simplified, as given in international grade code. This was ships built somewhere before 1980. This rule was there, and very few ships today comply with that. And either they load full or don't load at all. But if you got full load of grain, don't have document, no problem. Do the stability calculation, prove that you are complying with grain, fax it to your administration. They will approve it, get back to you, show it to the port, and then you can sail out. After you are proved to the port that your stability is complied with as per international grade code, no problems at all. Or as I said alternatively, if you are only 1/3, you don't even have to show the calculation to your administration. Show it to the port, show them this is your stability meeting the requirement. They will let you sail out. Remember, the port will not let you sail if your stability calculation is not meeting the regulations. So to that effect, your grain loading method can be very helpful. Next. Now in case, how you go about stowing? As I said, stowing is filling up. Trim the cargo level, which is very important. Level it properly. Otherwise, it's likely to shift. That is called trimming the cargo. Even in a general cargo ship, as far as possible, bring it fully to the top. That is called fully trim. Otherwise, fill it half, 3/4, which is called partly filled. You may not be always able to fill it full because cargo is less. Then it is called partly filled compartment. Depends on your draft, quantity of cargo, stability calculation, and so on. Either way, whether it is full or partly filled, regulations say, general cargo ship, you have to secure this cargo in order to meet your stability requirements. If you are a bulk carrier, you may or may not have to secure. Depends on what sort of condition you are arriving at. You may just keep 1 or 2 hold partly filled. The stability may be still alright. Then why do you want to go about securing and wasting time and money on it? But general cargo ships, generally, whether it is full or not, you have to secure it. That is why he has given you a method for securing filled compartments and partly filled compartments. Next is, how do you secure? If it's a filled compartment, they normally do a thing called saucering. That is, they make a bag in the middle like this. Make a saucer. What's a saucer? Find some bags, fill it with grain, put it in the center like this, and tie up the hole. Of course, there are basic requirements. What should be the depth of this? And in order to meet their instructions, we may have to follow this. But the basic idea is, if I put it make a saucer, fill it in bags, put it in the middle. This grain here will not settle during the voyage, and therefore you will not have free surface effect. Which is as good as saying that the grain will not settle during the voyage if you do this every week. Therefore, it takes care of your stability. Now, this is if it is full. Next, please. Now, you can see that regulations say that for backing, make about 1.2 meters depth of saucer. Next. Now, if it's filled compartment, another method is you bundle up the grain. This is also given clearly in International Grain Code. It is same as bagging, but instead of wasting money and time in bags, because all you know, even this may be expensive. You put some wood, wire props, as given here, put some lining material, and then catch the whole thing with a wire, tighten it down. This way the grain will not settle during the voyage. Therefore, we will not have stability of numbers. This is called bundling. In the previous case, it was called bagging. Right, next please. If it's partly filled, as I said, the hold is not full, you are part grain, still you have to secure the Jaruka would check. You can overstow back grain up to here. And you see there, up to a particular height is given in the code. This way, the grain cannot shift, it cannot settle, it takes care of your stability. Right. This is called overstowing that grain. Next. See, normally it is 1/16 breadth or 1.2 meter of bagging is required on top of this grain. Another method for partly filled, you can see, put the grain, put one nice tarpaulin on top, put two solid floors here on top of this, one 4.5, one a third shape. That will make sure that all these grains are intact and secure. Now, if it's like this, a bulk carrier, you may not require any securing at all. These are bulk carriers specially designed to carry grains, and therefore the tanks itself are such. They are called self-trimming. It will make sure the grain does not settle during the voyage. Right, next. That's it. So much for grain. As I said, all regulations. Please refer International Grain Code in detail.